Hey guys, I'm Samantha Mizell, and this is Ryan Graham, our founder. And today we're going to talk about something that is getting harder and harder to control in a small business: how to maintain real personal connections.
Samantha, I got to ask you a question. Do you think that AI is the death of the real estate agent?
That's a really good question, and I think it's a really big hot topic, at least in our industry right now. It's something I'm excited to talk about. My answer is no. What is your answer?
I mean, my answer might be maybe. I think it might be the death of some real estate agents. I have to be completely honest. I think that we're entering into a time where the future isn't fully known, right? I think that people need to think hard about what it is to receive service from a human versus a thing, right? AI is pretty good at reading contracts, understanding legal matters, giving advice about math, numbers, money, right? It's pretty darn good at that. It's probably better than most people are that are specialists in an industry. So it's going to beg the question to the general public, why not save money and just use a bot?
So I guess that's a really good topic to dissect further because when you say it like that, I think ChatGPT is my best friend. It tells me what I want to hear, it helps me when I'm in need. And realistically, I could probably feed it a contract or an inspection and get answers. Now, I don't know if they would be correct in the state of Georgia, if they would guide me in the right way, but I see how that could be something a lot of people consider doing or even try to do.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a contrarian right now, but I think that we should run down this thought exercise a little bit. Let's convince each other that it is the death of the real estate agent, right? Because you're making good points, right? We can feed it all this information. We can ask it specific questions, right? And we can get advice. We can get advice on how to list a house, how to purchase a house, how to negotiate with the other party, how to hire certain specialists like, inspectors and attorneys and lenders, how to all, we can get answers around all of those questions, all of those topics. We can make informed decisions. So at what point do we no longer need the real estate agent? I mean, it seems to me to be an obvious path forward, and lots of industries have the same concern. In fact, all of them probably have the same concern to some extent. So why not?
Absolutely. So, I guess the first thing that comes to my mind, which I think is the first thing that comes to everybody's mind, is if I'm using my chat GPT, then I'm saving 3%, 2%, however much. And that, when you're buying a house, a large portion of money, you're saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, maybe you can help make the argument. Are you really saving money if you don't have a expert human advocating for you? I don't know. But that is the initial thought is I'm gonna cut out this large portion of money I would owe a real human.
Yeah. Well, so making a counterpoint right now, in what we know statistically to be true is that a very, very small percentage of homes that are sold for sale by owner. And among those houses that sell for sale by owner, a very significant percentage of those sales, particularly the ones that have no agent on the buyer or seller side, I read one time where about a third of those transactions find their way into the courtroom.
Mm.
So this just leads us to whenever you have unrepresented buyers and sellers, essentially just people who are too very emotionally and financially invested in a real estate transaction, and they're not receiving any professional guidance based on experience, based on training. It is very, very easy for things to get completely off of the rails. And I think that sounds obvious, and I think that most people would understand that. But then on the other side, if you're being advised by a sycophant AI who's giving you all the confidence in the world that you can do this and these answers are correct, not only could that send you down the wrong pathway, but it also could embolden your position even further. So as you find yourself in a hole, you'll just dig deeper and deeper and deeper. So I didn't do a really good job of advocating for the death of the real estate agent right there. And I kind of showed a counterpoint. But let me flip back over, right? I think when people are using AI the proper way, they're using it in today's world to gather information, to collect resources, to get guidance, to get advice, and then they're cross-referencing that, saying, "Hey, show me where you found that information. Let me see if that was a peer-reviewed source. Let's see if that was cited on, was that a blog post that you saw that had no backing, or was that a professional industry standard type website? These sorts of things. And when you can compile this information and fact check it, then maybe it gives you better confidence to be able to move forward those decisions. So I still would say, like, is it that we are eliminating the real estate agent entirely, or is it that we're devaluing the real estate agent
Right.
significantly? Right. And so I think that's an interesting question.
I think that's a really, really interesting question. And I think maybe I lean more towards the side of devaluing because when I think about the counterpoint that you just made, I automatically, as a licensed real estate agent, I know contracts change yearly, sometimes more than that. And I mean, we're talking significant changes. We have to take classes, we have to learn about it, we have to adjust to pivots in the practice. And if I'm reading a cited source from AI, that's great, but it's from even 2024, 2025. I might be reading something that is no longer accurate. And then if you look at it even on a greater platform, it's like every state is different. Every state has different rules and regulations. So I'm from Texas and I'm relocating to Atlanta. That's a completely different standard. Am I reading the right information? Does my bot know all of this? So that's where maybe you